Hello, we're at War 3 against XK-9. Got a treat for you today. Today I'm going to step my game up, play like a grown-up, and my rank 4 Bastion gets a real final debut. Titania comes along and Shuri makes a cameo as well. It's always a pleasure to use her. She's awesome at what she does. And yeah, got some really good stuff today, including arguably one of the most difficult fights on the map. Takes a lot of bodies. We'll get to it. We're going path 3 today into path 1, and then we've got a big chunky rank 4 Onslaught on node 43. So first up we've got Red Skull here. We're going to take him with Shuri. This node has, I haven't touched really path 3 for a very long time. There's chitinous thorns on this node now. Shuri is immune to ability accuracy reduction and so will ignore the glancing, even though it still pops up. And because she's non-contact, she doesn't proc bleeds when she hits him. I believe she's supposed to take bleeds on when she blocks, but apparently there is a bug or something, and so it works currently. I'm not complaining, it makes my life easier. Standard Shuri play in the meantime, just combos, special ones. I saw a very impressive video of her slaying an entire war map as a rank 4. They utilised special 3s and stuff. Because I can successfully and safely parry him as well, it's safe for me to parry and hit him once during his auto block phase as well, because he's stunned. So all in all, she just shuts this down completely. As long as I don't do anything completely stupid, like put the phone down and go make myself a cup of tea, I can't really die here. This can't really go wrong. Yeah, it's just a bit slow. My Shuri is still rank 2. I've wanted to rank 3 her for a very long time. I promise I will one day. It's just every time I get to, someone else jumps up like you. Bastion, and someone else. I had to do Sentinel, sadly, in a past life. But anyway, so far so good. We're melting him down. Haven't really taken any damage. It's a bit of a shame that I'm not using her for more fights this war anyway, but there we go. Life is good. I am taking this, just cruising my way through it, well aware of the next fight coming along is I could well be being sent to my death. Not that it's a bad assignment, it's just Enchantress or whatever else we know her as, which probably isn't appropriate for me to say on this channel, is possibly the most obnoxious bitch in the game on this horrible node, and you can play it perfectly, and due to RNG can still just get absolutely slaughtered. So I'm going to take this very slow. I've watched this claim many lives, as I said. Just take a step back at the start to assess her spells and see how to deal with them. The plan is kind of use my indestructibility, which I've now completely wasted, to push her to L3 if I can. It's just as well, spoiler alert, that I didn't, because I only just noticed that used up all my indestructible. But anyway, we're going to parry when we can now that I've used her spells. Do a couple of hits while she's stunned and then just rinse and repeat. Throw L1s when I'm able to. I'm not going to get any further power beyond that. And yeah, just really take things very slow and patiently, which is not normally in my forte, but I mean, we're going to see how this goes. But if I may say, I played this spot on. I'm really pleased with how this went, or at least how it's going. Yeah, we just have to take our time. Usually with Titania, you know, make good use of the Haymaker. I'm using them a bit more sparingly here to tactically use them for openings and things. Obviously they can't be auto-blocked. So far it's going very well. Although this did feel painfully slow. It's lucky we're not playing for time here. It's probably quite boring to watch, but I was almost getting to the point of enjoying this. At the start of the fight, it was like, okay, a couple of hits, I'm placing debuffs, which he's just healing from, and I was wondering how I was going to make any progress here. It's very easy to get carried away and go brute force with Titania and pummel in the corner as well. So again, this is just a game of patience. This is also the first time I've ever fought Enchantress in war. So yeah, there we go. Take her on the hardest node that she can be on the map, and life's a good one. The frustrating thing is, again, I feel like I'm playing this pretty perfectly. I've made a couple of tiny errors which really haven't cost me anything, yet the amount of health I'm losing just from her bullshit is quite absurd. Anyway, let's put her on the floor, out of my misery, heal her up, and we're going to move on to section 2, where we've got an Attuma. So now we've got max recoils, max suicides on, so that we can hit very hard, and with my Bastion fights coming up in mind for afterwards. Power start 1 here. The aim of the game is just to smash him to get to L3 and then pummel him down. This is a big SIG 200 rank 4, so thorns are going to hurt, and he's a chunky fucker. I mean, bastard. So I don't want to get too carried away, but we're going to see how things go through the fight. Haymaker at the start for an opening, also alleviates some of the suicides damage here that I've got on me. Here's a tactic defender. Again, I can't remember the last time I used a tactic attacker in war, to be honest. It's just not, the tactic is just so easy to forget about. Okay, heavy into Haymaker to double my debuffs, into L3. And this isn't going to quite melt him, but a couple of big heavies here. My initial plan was to throw just 2 heavies to not push him to 2 bars, but he was already there. Admittedly, I probably did get a bit lucky there in dealing with his L2, and the fact that didn't ruin me. And we can finish him up, smashing him in the face. Very pleased with how that went. And now we can move on to Weapon X here. Again, I've got my suicides on. This is buffet, and I am aware going into the fight that having suicides on means that I will have a regen buff. I'll have 2 to start with, which will be nullified and give him some regen. He's going to get a lot of regen on this node, and due to the node, that means a lot of unblockable. So it's probably on the scarier side of Weapon X fights that Bastion would have to deal with, but that's okay. Nothing to worry about. I ideally wanted to try and sort of push him to 1 bar to throw a special and keep his rage nodes, his berserk charges or whatever they're called, under 15, but of course they didn't. I forget how many he gives himself when he does certain things, but that's okay. Big special 2 does nothing because his regen is massive. That hurt a lot. I got far too much power back there. I wasn't intending on another L2, so we just have to sort of start again. Okay, basics into relic, into heavy, into L1, and this is not going to clean him out, but it's going to do a damn good job of cleaning him there. 1 final L1 that doesn't need a heavy into it, and he is done. Lost far more health than I intended. That's okay, another couple of potions to clean up, and we can come to our rank 4 Onslaught, who I've also not taken Onslaught in war, I don't think. Oh no, I have previously. Before this fight, I'd been practicing Bastion against Onslaught, and like a scrub, I wasn't really able to punish his L1 properly. I was able just to dex everything from a distance. Been practicing like a good little boy at dealing with his L1 properly. I'm just excited at this point that Bastion has a 63k PI as rank 4 and suicides on. There's me losing my indestructible right at the start, and because of the node I don't even gain any power from it, so that's nice. I've taken this node a bunch of times with him before, obviously not on Onslaught. Look at me, like a real graduated grown-up. I didn't fancy it then. It's safe to parry him. I do get daunted on it, on me myself, but Bastion doesn't care. L2, get myself a bit of power back. And we're going to punish into... No, we're not. Going to punish this one into Relic, into a heavy, into L1, and almost clean him out. Honestly, look at 40k bursts. This guy's nuts. This is the debut that I wanted for Bastion, not some measly bishop fight. No offense, clown, but this is so awesome. Felt on top of the world after this. That's my war done. I'll be back in a little bit with the scores because we are very early on still. I don't even think XK-9 have started yet. So, fasting forward a fair bit, we're towards the end of the war now. The scores are a little bit more updated. We are just ahead. Hopefully we can hold on for another nice win. Until then, thank you for watching. I'll see you soon. Bye!